The Million People March will become the Million People Movement. We've got people coming down from up and down the country. We've got people coming from Oxford, from Wolverhampton. We have a huge journey. We're crossing the Atlantic in a little dinghy. And it's a long haul fight. However, if we stick together and keep rowing, we'll make it to the other side of the Atlantic. The police have tried to stop the march. I'm sure you're aware of it. It was all over the press. We need you all to come out this Sunday to show the world that we see and we hear the pain.
What kind of problems have you been getting from other organisations in regards to holding a million people march throughout the streets of London?
This is one of the reasons why the police actually did the march legal, because of the detailed work we put into the risk assessment.
Before I ask you to big up StreetMic, I want you to look into the camera and talk to people and tell them about Sunday, how important it is for them to come out and support the cause.
Big up StreetMic!
Big up StreetMic!
Big up StreetMic! Keep doing what you're doing, darling. You're doing amazing.
Good morning, sir. Can you introduce yourself?
I'm Anthony Spencer, StreetMic. We've met before, as you know.
The first time we met was a couple of weeks ago during the All Black Lives UK march, and there was a protest going on here.
That's right.
At Parliament Square. What has happened with
Since
your
then?
Million Man March or the Million People March since then?
Since then, the police have tried to stop the march. I'm sure you're aware of it. It was all over the press. They tried to issue one of our co-founders, Ken Hines, with a statement threatening to charge him with all sorts of charges in relation to the march if the march was to carry on. We threatened to take it to the High Court, or Ken's representation threatened to take it to the High Court, which would have been today. But luckily the police, the Metropolitan Police, came back yesterday, Thursday, to basically step back and legalise the march. So it's now a legal gathering on the 30th. So anyone who sees this before the 30th, we're now legal.
How does it make you feel knowing that the march has now become legal and you can actually start making proper plans to get things going on Sunday? How's it feel?
I'll be honest with you, legal or not legal, we would have had the march because we believe it was a legal march. Calling it legal was for them, not for us. So as long as they're happy to call it legal, fine. We were always having a legal march because it is a political movement. We believe we're exempt from this law that the government was trying to stop us under. As a political movement, we're pushing for the race offenders register. We're pushing for political change. So it's a political movement. It was never a carnival. It was never a party. It was never a gathering. We're urging people to come and have a fun day out. However, it is based around a political movement. On the 31st of August, the Million People March will become the Million People Movement, which will be a pressure group combining forces with other pressure groups in the UK to align and speak with one voice as loud as we can. So it was always a political move, it was always a political march, and it was always legal in our eyes.
In regards to getting people on board, stewards and helpers, how far are you along the road to getting the required numbers to ensure that things go off in the perfect way?
We have about 300 to 400 helpers, stewards, first aiders. I think we've got a total of 10 first aiders, stewards as well. But we have first aiders dotted along the route, as well as we camped in Hyde Park. We're happy with the numbers, but more importantly now, wherever we might be short in numbers, we don't know how that's going to work out on the day. But wherever we are short in numbers, the police will cover that gap or plug that hole for us. That's what we believe.
What kind of problems have you been getting from other organisations in regards to holding a million people march throughout the streets of London on Sunday?
Support. We've got support from XR. We've got support from all aspects of the Black Lives Matter movement up and down the country. We've got people coming down from up and down the country. We've got people coming from Oxford, from Wolverhampton, from all over the country. So nothing but support. It's been an art to galvanise and align that support. However, we managed to do that.
When we spoke, you mentioned about the difficulties that you were having in regards to the risk assessment because the march is going to be taking place during COVID.
Yeah.
Have you overcome all of those problems?
Yes, we have, and this is one of the reasons why the police actually deemed the march legal, because of the detailed work we put into the risk assessment side of things, and also the planning we have, the route we've chosen, all help towards social distancing. The park, Hyde Park's massive enough for social distancing as well. So everything we've done leading up to that has been taking into account the pandemic, taking into account people's health. We take it very seriously. We're going to be giving out masks as well on the day. I told you this, StreetMic, if we hadn't had that risk assessment side of it done properly and satisfactorily to the Metropolitan Police, they would never have come back and said, okay, go ahead. So that shows we did a good job in terms of risk assessment.
Before I ask you to big up StreetMic, I want you to look into the camera and talk to people and tell them about Sunday, how important it is for them to come out and support the cause.
Is this going to go out before Sunday?
It's going out today.
Brilliant. So I'll say this to everybody. Many of you have seen the story just this week with Jacob Blake in the United States of America. It's astonishing that while we're still marching, while we're still crying, while we're still hurting, that a police officer can see it fit to shoot someone in the back while holding onto their shirt 7 times in front of their 3 children. And then the same police department can allow vigilantes to come out the very next day or 2 days later and murder a further 2 people who were protesting against the shooting of Jacob Blake, and give them water and thank them for being there to act as vigilantes. This story this week shows why we need to come out this Sunday to march. This story this week shows how deep our problem is, our issue is. And that issue is this, that you have the state who support and allow systemic racism to carry on. And if you're on that side of the fence with them, like the vigilantes that we see, like the EDLs that we see, then they condone what you do, quite clearly. And when you're on this side of the fence, asking for change, you're the enemy, you're a terrorist, and you're bad for the country. We need you all to come out this Sunday to show the world that we see and we hear the pain. Those allies, we need you out Sunday. Those of you who look just like me, we need your voices out as well this Sunday. We have a huge job, but this is what I'll say. Those who row the Atlantic on a flimsy boat always start that journey with the first row, and they finish it at some point in the future, whether it takes 6 weeks or 8 weeks. There is a moment in time where they roll that boat for the last time. What I'm saying to you guys is this: we have a huge journey. We're crossing the Atlantic in a little dinghy, and it's a long haul fight. However, if we stick together and keep rowing, we'll make it to the other side of the Atlantic. Stick with us, come out on the 30th, and listen to beautiful speeches and inspiring speeches. I'll see you all there.
How comes you've yet to mention your YouTube channel and the name?
Because this is not about my YouTube channel. However, yes, you're right. I'm talking about the Million People March. I have to separate the two. My YouTube channel helps promote the Million People March. It helps inform people about what's going on outside of the Million People March, outside of the country. It helps with COVID information. My YouTube channel is a news channel, so please subscribe. It's called The THE Full FULL 100 spelt out, and subscribe and keep informed after the march on what the MPM, the Million People Movement, is up to and what they're doing and what victories we might be winning.
And you've yet to say big up StreetMic.
And big up the only StreetMic I know. I only know one StreetMic, and I want to big him up. Great guy. Keep watching his shows.
Thank you, Spencer, and you are doing an excellent job. And StreetMic looks forward to working in partnership with yourself and others to promote the good cause on Sunday and thereafter. But thank you very much for giving StreetMic this opportunity.
Big up StreetMic! Big up StreetMic!
Big up StreetMic. Keep doing what you're doing, darling. You're doing amazing.
Make sure you follow StreetMic on Instagram, all social medias, Facebook, YouTube.
Big up StreetMic!
Big up StreetMic. Come on, guys, join in. Big up StreetMic. Big up StreetMic.
Give me a thumbs up, give me a comment and follow.